What happens then? And when will that be addressed? Those are two questions you may hear from the reflector buyer tribal type when you're in sales interactions and conversations with them. And reflectors are the focus for this episode of Convert Consistently with Customs and Connections. The reflector tribe is the third tribe that I'm introducing you to. And the goal is that within this tribal types model, which is a communication tool which helps us identify and make adaptations to the customs necessary for people to get what they need, when they need it, and how they need it to make confident decisions to work together. Let's meet the reflectors. I'll share the descriptors, clues for pace, word choice, and level of personal connection, and then tips for selling with them. Reflectors are detail-oriented and focused. They're also process-driven. They like to follow processes and they want to know what the process is. They're slower paced in their speaking because they're going to take time to think before verbally answering something. They're good listeners. They're deliberate in the things that they're going to do and will give it thought and analysis first. They care about how things get done, not just that they're done. They seek safety and security in their actions, in what they're going to do to go forward, and in changing relationships. They don't like shortcuts, and they're going to take great care and be concerned about timelines and deadlines, ones that they need to follow and ones that they expect that you're going to follow. With those descriptors, then, what are the quick clues that you can look for pace, word choice, and level of personal connection? Well, first of all, for pace, they're going to be slower than the achievers, of course. They're opposite of them in the model. That doesn't mean they're slow. It means that they're not going to be rushed, and you shouldn't rush them. For word choice, you're going to hear them reference reducing risk and feeling safe and getting enough information and asking questions around process and timelines. And they typically will use timelines more than deadlines. And they can appreciate a personal connection with you when they feel safe. They'll be happy to tell you about their family, and they're going to care about yours, and they're going to care about how you got into doing what you're doing and why you do it. So that is going to be important to them to feel safe and trusting of you. And then what are the tips? Pace the conversation and the sales process to them while keeping things moving forward. Ask them for a timeline and come to agreement on that. Ask them what type of information would be helpful to them. Do they like it in writing? Do they like to hear it? What level of detail? Don't push them for decisions. Allow them space if needed, but yet get them to a time frame for when they'll make that decision. And they tell me that they appreciate that so that they're not stuck in analysis paralysis. Ask them for specifics that will help you align a recommendation. And share with them stories that include the emotional components as well with your examples. And that's the reflectors. What do you think? Did someone specific come to mind as you heard those explanations? Well, reflectors can be some of the most loyal people you'll have in your relationships. It also makes them harder to move from another relationship if they're working with someone else because they're loyal there. But it can be done if you provide what they need, when they need it, how they need it. And a final tip to emphasize regarding working with reflectors in the sales process is to allow them that time to make decisions, yet don't leave it open-ended. Help them make mini commitments that can lead to the bigger commitments. And there you have it. That's the third of the 4 tribal types. The next episode, I'll introduce you to the final expressor buyer tribal type. I'll see you then.